So that's the end of my script pretty much, so I guess that should be it. Oh, I guess I have to put John in place. That's a good thing. Yeah. I want to recognize a couple more people just before we get on to the transformation that we're going to have, general surgeon to general surgeon. I want to recognize the previous presidents for Iowa Medical Society that are here. And I'm going to read down the list. We have, I'd like you guys to stand and be recognized, and then we'll have our applause then. Dr. Ronald Rodewig. We have Dr. Bruce Trimble. Dr. Tom Evans. Dr. Sarush Shirazi. And Dr. Steve Richards. Where's Steve? There he is. Thank you guys for your leadership and helping us. And I also am going to take the point of privilege because I drug a few family members here today again. I can't thank my wife enough. She's put up with a lot of those things as well, Margie Mayer. I, of course, had to bring my kids along because Ryan wanted another date with Claire. So that's my son Ryan, who's 10, and my daughters that are 14 and soon to be 15, Courtney and Rebecca. I can't leave out my mother, Marlene, at the corner of the table. And my godparents and, of course, favorite aunt and uncle, since my other aunt and uncles aren't here, Carl and Carol Esker. With that, I'm going to have to drag up Dr. Hartman.
All right, so it is my honor to present Jeff with the IMS Past President's Pin, and we'll see if I can, in honor of prom here tonight, see if we can pin this on him. Yeah, too old.
There you go. Thank you. All right. Well, we're gonna move on to installation of Dr. Hartman. He is one of those people that my wife tries to steer me away from because we talk about medicine too much when we're hanging out together. I can't remember the next morning, unfortunately, sometimes when I'm hanging out with him either. He's teaching me the military ways. I'll quit going on because I'll probably just get in trouble. But Dr. Hartman's going to lead us into the next year, and I'm sorry I also stole about everything we've been working on for the last 10 years that passed during my time. So we'll make up something for you. It'll be good this year. But this is the infamous gavel, and treat it kindly. Don't hammer too many people with it, and we leave the society in your hands.
Thank you very much. And thanks to Jeff. All right, well, thanks everybody for coming this evening, and I do have a few remarks. I want to warn you guys all ahead of time. You guys remember when Laura spoke? Who's sort of a crier? I'm a huge crier. So my wife's been on me about, you gonna be able to make it through this? Okay, we're gonna give it a try here, okay? So I want to start out by recognizing my family, who's here with me tonight. And I'm going to start out with my in-laws, Jim and Carol Steinbrecht, right here, if you guys can just wave your hands. And then every once in a while you're fortunate to have people who are more than just brother-in-laws. So my brother-in-laws, my brothers, Gary and Kevin, and Kevin's fiancee, Paige, soon to be my sister-in-law. Okay. I'd like to recognize my mom, Suze Hartman, who set me on this path a long time ago. Thanks for all the support. And then I'm going to thank my daughters, Emma, Kristen, and my son, JJ, for putting up with the absences. And then I want to thank my wife Lori, who's been with me since before medical school and through the ups and downs, through residency, through deployment, through long absences. Thanks for everything. See you around Sarah. All right, so in thinking about what I wanted to talk about, what do you say? What an act to follow. Thanks, Jeff. Candor, House of Delegates is gone, SGR is repealed. Thank you and good night. Thanks for coming. How do you follow that? What I wanted to start out with was to tell you a little bit about sort of my journey and how I got here. So, you know, Tom was talking about 2015 on there. 1997, I came to my first House of Delegates as a medical student. It seems like a long time ago now. And I remember watching the incoming president and thinking, man, sometime I want that job in the future. And I've been a part of the medical society since that time, except for a little hiatus when I went to Wisconsin for about 5 years. Go Badgers, go Packers. And did my surgery residency at Gunderson Lutheran in La Crosse. And I'm an Iowa boy. I'm from Boone, Iowa. Went to undergrad at Cornell College in Mount Vernon. Played some football, ran some track, did all that good American boy stuff. Did my undergraduate medical education at the University of Iowa, and then off to La Crosse. And then I was an officer in the United States Navy for 12 years. Had the opportunity to do combat casualty care in Landstuhl in 2008, which was a remarkable experience. And all those things have sort of formulated my worldview. We discussed today teams, working in teams, physicians as team leaders. When you're in that military position, it is a team. You can't function without those other members. When you're out in a nasty place in a Humvee with 2 other surgeons, a couple of nurse anesthetists, and some corpsmen, it becomes a very tight unit. Those things are doable. I think that is the future. I agree with the physicians who spoke earlier today. I got to this point and got into medicine due to my grandfather. I don't know if there's anybody here who still remembers John McQueen. Dr. Shirazi probably does. Pediatrician, pediatric neurologist at the University of Iowa. And he had served in World War II and was an anesthesiologist. And he told me when I was young that if you have the ability to do something, you have a responsibility to your community and to the people close to you to provide that service. And that sort of stewardship is what has led me through my entire career. Moving forward in the Iowa Medical Society, I think that is what my job is in the president's role as the steward, to help guide us on the path that's already been set by our board of directors in our strategic plan, to help maintain the legacy from Jeff and Vicki. I don't know if Vicki's here, Dr. Sharp, our previous president, and to help maintain the House of Medicine. A few years ago when I ran for my first position on the board, part of my speech was about stewardship, and it was about reuniting the House of Medicine. And I think oftentimes we allow our differences to become too divisive. And today in our discussions, we heard about scope of practice issues, we heard about mid-level providers, we heard about other people who want the opportunity to take away or to occupy something that really should belong to physicians. And I think if we can unite physicians again, regardless of our specialties, and demonstrate that those things that we have in common are much more important than the few things that divide us, I think we have a very bright future moving forward. So I'd like to say thank you to everybody, thank you to Jeff, thank you to the board of directors. It's been a privilege being on the board, and I look forward to serving you guys in the upcoming year. All right, so Dr. Bear mentioned that tonight there would be some dancing. So I want to say thank you to United Healthcare for sponsoring tonight's entertainment. And with that, let's have some fun. Please welcome to the stage the musical stylings of the New Mexicos.